All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another video. And my name's Shaheen Jezzy. For those of you who are new to the channel, and on this channel, I speak about my life and the lessons that I've learned, my spiritual awakenings, my life philosophy. I talk a lot about manifestation and just maintaining a beautiful state of being. Because we are human beings, after all, passing through many different states of consciousness during this lifetime. So, I just want to share with you today something about life in general and how this awakening has been very powerful for me. I want to share it with you guys. And the awakening is this. The awakening is we are human beings and we are supposed to feel. We're supposed to feel. Not only are we supposed to feel our positive emotions, but we're also supposed to feel our negative emotions as well. And I want to provide a discussion on this thing called fear. And in this video, I want to give you guys a different way of looking at fear and how instead of running away from fear, you can actually look at fear as something positive, as an opportunity for growth, as an opportunity for awakening and becoming more conscious of yourself. So, I heard this analogy between the cows and the buffalo. Okay. You see, cows, when there's a storm, cows can sense that there's a storm. Buffaloes can sense that there's a storm as well. They can sense that there's a storm coming days before a storm even comes. And when a cow senses that there's a storm, it goes and runs as far away as it can to get away from the storm. What ends up happening with the cow is that it is stressed out. It's running. It's trying to get as far away from the storm, running for a couple days. And inevitably, the storm catches up with them. Anyway, no matter how far they run, no matter how hard they run, they tire themselves up. They're out. They tire themselves out. They're stressed out. They're running. They're scared. And no matter how hard they try to get away from the storm, Mother Nature always wins. The storm gets them. Okay, so they're all fatigued, tired, and then the storm gets them. And they're suffering that whole time. Buffalo, on the other hand, when they sense that there's a storm coming, they run into the eye of the storm, into the center of the storm. They run directly into the center of the storm. And the reason why they do that is because they know that if they can get to the center of the storm, they will experience the storm right away, and then the storm will move away from them. And after the storm moves away from them, they can enjoy all the good things that the storm brings. It brings rain. The rain brings life to the water, to the plants. There's green grass, new fresh green grass that grows. They can enjoy and graze on that green grass. And this is an analogy for two types of human beings that are living on the planet right now. You have the people that numb themselves and the people that feel. We are human beings. We are supposed to feel all of our emotions. And I had a friend just recently, speaking to him on the phone the other day, and he was telling me about a situation he had with a girl and how this girl was playing games with him, showing affection, and one moment showing affection and then the other moment, giving him the cold shoulder and not responding to his calls, and playing a lot of games with him. And after a while, he became so frustrated that he cut off. He said what he had to say to her, and he said, I'm done with this. I'm done playing games, whatever. It's over. He ended it. And, he said he was feeling very down after he did that. And he was sitting at home alone, feeling this negative emotion. And he said all he wanted to do was get away from this negative emotion. And he saw that he had a bottle of tequila, a handle of tequila in his kitchen. And his first instinct was to reach for the handle of tequila and to get drunk. And he said as he was reaching for the tequila, he stopped and he asked himself, what am I doing? And then he had a moment of awakening, a moment of awareness where he said, all I'm doing is numbing myself if I drink this tequila. And he said, you know what? Instead of numbing myself, I'm going to be with this negative emotion, and I'm going to go into it. I'm going to feel it. And that's exactly what he did. And in going into that negative emotion and in going into that negative feeling, he was ultimately able to see that his negative feelings were rooted out of a place of scarcity. That he believed that he would never find another girl again. But he knew that this was ultimately bullshit. So he had transcended this instinct to numb himself. And this is what our modern day society teaches us. If something's uncomfortable, instead of confronting it and dealing with it and going into it and being with it and feeling that emotion, we numb ourselves. Now, at this stage in my life, I've talked about on this channel, my spiritual awakening and how I transcended the fear of death. The biggest thing that I'm afraid of is not death, but it is living a life where I am numb and I don't feel emotions. That is my biggest fear. We're meant to feel. And I know that, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in this past year is that negative emotions have their place in our lives as well. Because those emotions are signposts and signals and opportunities for awakening, to become more conscious about limiting self-beliefs that we may be holding on to, about beliefs that are rooted in scarcity and fear. And when we feel negative emotions, instead of numbing ourselves, reaching for the alcohol or the marijuana or reaching for the remote and turning on the Netflix show or the HBO show, or stuffing our face with oily and greasy dopamine enriching foods, or reaching for our phone and scrolling on social media and numbing ourselves, and getting to the point where, our society has this this tragic thing where we numb ourselves with antidepressants and pills. Instead of facing our emotions, we go to the psychiatrist or psychologist or the therapist, and they prescribe us medication that numbs us. This is not how the human being is supposed to live. The purpose of life is to feel. The godly thing to do is to feel and to experience as fully as possible, because our feelings give us insight into ourselves. So allow yourself to feel your negative emotion. And if you're scared of something, or if you're uncomfortable with something, go into that discomfort instead of running away from it and numbing yourself from it. Go into your discomfort. Go into your fears. In doing so, you will become more aware of yourself, of the beliefs that are running your life, that are rooted deep down in your subconscious mind. So that is one of the major lessons that I've learned in this past couple weeks. We are supposed to feel. Be in tune with your feelings. If you are feeling discomfort, if you're feeling bad, instead of trying to say, "Oh, that's bad vibes. I don't want to feel. I should put all my attention on good vibes." No, you cannot ignore your emotions and your feelings. Go into it. Be with it. Feel it. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Let me be with this. Let me feel this fully, because I'm a human being. Go into those feelings. Go into those negative emotions. Go into the fear. These are opportunities for awakening. You do not want to live a life where you are continuously, constantly numbing yourself. Trust me. Deal with your emotions and your feelings up front, right away. Be the buffalo that goes into the eye of the storm. Do not be the cow who runs away like a coward, tiring yourself out, suffering, and then the storm gets you anyway in the end. Okay? Feel your emotions fully. It's what life's about. It's if we want the good, we have to accept the bad. We have to accept all of it. We want to feel the highest of the highs. We need to feel the lowest of the lows. But the worst thing that I could imagine experiencing in this life is just a life where I am numb. So speak your truth, feel your emotions, go into discomfort, be with your emotions, feel what you want to feel what you need to feel, and live. I'll see you in the next one.